channel, guys. It's Sapphire Yagme with the review of Rain. I'm doing the episode 11, Getaway, all the way to the current episode that aired, which is episode 17, Tempting Fates. Episode 18, Rain won't be back until April 16th. So, in the episode Getaway, the bodies of the recently executed Protestants bears the mark of the Dark Riders. So Cardinal Perazzo, I think I'm pronouncing that right, concludes that Protestants have this mark to declare their extremism. He orders Louis' arrest since he has the mark, so Mary helps Louis escape to Antoine's estate. Antoine tells Louis their agenda is best served if Louis seduces Mary, but Louis refuses. When the Cardinal's men arrive to arrest Louis, Mary and Leos have the mark burned away. Francis and Bash work together to undermine Cardinal Perazzo by putting the mark on his lover, forcing the Cardinal to recant his stance on the mark's meaning. Kenna investigates her suspicion that Catherine is poisoning Claude and learns that Claude and Bash were once lovers. Claude confronts Catherine, who confesses to the poisoning because she believes that Claude killed Henriette and Eamon. But Claude claims that she didn't do it. At first, Mary remains distant from Francis despite his efforts to offer comfort. By the end of the episode, Mary vows to reconcile with him, but backs away when she walks in on a domestic scene between Francis, Lola, and their baby. In episode 12, titled Banished, Francis and Louis come to blows over Mary. Francis is jealous of Louis' closeness with Mary, while Louis blames Francis for Mary's rape. Lola accepts Mary's request that she offer herself as a companion for Louis, so to deflect court gossip over Louis' obvious feelings for Mary. When Greer and Castleroy's connection to the radical Protestants is revealed, Greer is stripped of her title and wealth and sent away from court. Bash investigates Henriette's and Eamon's death, discovering that they were killed when his mother, Diane, left the nursery window open. Catherine almost freezes to death when the ghosts of Henriette, and Eamon encourage her to leave her earthly family for her real one, but she is saved by Bash. Catherine then confronts the ghost, telling her daughters to leave and wait for her, and banishing Henry away for all the harm he caused. Catherine then kills Diane with her bare hands, avenging her daughter's death. In episode 13, titled The Sins of the Past, Antoine of Navarre visits Francis to ask for money to support Protestant refugees in Navarre who fled persecution in France. With Narcisse's assistance, France and Mary learn that Antoine has been in communication with Elizabeth of England. When they confront Antoine, he acknowledges that he will befriend Elizabeth if Francis does not help him. Antoine believes that Bash killed Antoine and Louis' older brother Marquis during the Italian Wars and wants revenge, either by killing Bash or seducing Kenna. Bash investigates a man who supposedly resurrected from the dead. Excuse you, bless you, Queenie. He's resurrected from the dead by a woman in white, but the man is frightened by frightened villagers before Bash can get answers. He's killed by frightened villagers before Bash can get answers. Catherine has a vision of Francis' death, but Francis, Mary, and Catherine's doctors attribute this to syphilis, which she has symptoms of. Catherine, with Narcisse's help, discover that she is actually being slowly poisoned by the pages of Henry's old Bible, which they conclude was also responsible for Henry turning insane. Mary attempts to renew her relationship with Francis, but finds it too difficult, so she gives Francis permission to find someone new to love. In episode 14 of the title The End of Mourning, Catherine informs Francis, Mary, and Bash about Henry's poison Bible, which kicks off an investigation into who was responsible for Henry's madness and all the problems that followed. Francis, Bash, and Mary confront Louis and Antoine with evidence implicating Louis, but they're interrupted by new evidence from Narcisse that Mary's uncle, the Duke of Guise, gave Henry the Bible. Louis is angered by the accusation, but later figures out that Antoine was behind the poisoning and is forced to keep that hidden. The Duke of Guise was framed by Narcisse, who had secretly decided to work together with Antoine to sabotage Francis' regime. Louis and Mary have a heart-to-heart where Mary acknowledges that she fears losing him and doesn't want him to pursue a relationship with Lola. Francis still wishes to reconcile with Mary, but renews his friendship with Lola, whom he has been ignoring for Mary's sake. Greer struggles to find a livelihood for herself as an exile and befriends Charlene, a prostitute, and helps set her up with a customer. In 15, titled Forbidden, Mary de Guise visits French court to attend Duke of Guise's funeral. While there, she pressures Mary to conceive an heir and gives her opiates to help her relax. Mary agrees, but she and Francis are still unable to have sex. And Frances learns about Mary's tentative feelings for Louis. Mary agrees and reveals to Mary that she is dying. So Mary decides to return to Scotland and asks Louis to join her. Louis' decision is made more complicated when Antoine receives word that Elizabeth of England is open to discussion of marriage with Louis. Kenna feels neglected by Bash, and this gives Antoine the opportunity to come between them and strain their relationship. Bash investigates the woman in white, Sister Delphine, after hearing more of her healing miracles. Francis arranges a marriage for his and Lola's son with the Habsburgs, but it is sabotaged when Lola meets them while high on Mary's opiates. Greer helps Charlene and her other new prostitute friends by teaching them how to act like ladies and sending them to a party at French court. 16, titled Tasting Revenge. News is out that Mary and Francis are estranged, so various nobles parade their daughters at court in hopes of Francis taking one as his mistress. When Mary turns down another of Francis' attempts to reconcile, he has sex with Narcisse's niece, Amelia. Mary and Louis sneak out of the castle on their way to Scotland, but are seen by Antoine and turn back. Antoine pressures Louis to meet Elizabeth's envoy instead, which he feels is a more beneficial alliance. Francis, as advised by Lola, tells Mary that she can be with Louis as long as she is discreet. Louis is suspicious of Francis' motives but agrees to wait with Mary for another chance to leave. However, Louis still secretly meets with Elizabeth's envoy, Lord Burgess. Antoine continues to pressure Kenna to leave Bash for him, but Kenna turns him down when she uncovers his true intentions. Bash is still hurt when he learns that Kenna considered the proposal. Leah finds Greer to tell her that Castleroy is in prison for his connection to the radicals and discovers that she has become a madam. When he accepts this, the pair renew their relationship and have sex. In A Tempting Fate, episode 17, Mary's agent Ridley is killed while preparing the route for Mary's escape to Scotland, and his letters from Mary are stolen. Louis confesses to Mary about his meeting with Burgess. Although angered at first, Mary works together with Louis to manipulate Burgess into giving them information on the safe routes to Scotland. Mary demands that Louis choose between her and Elizabeth, and Louis chooses Mary, and they have sex. Unknown to Mary, her letters outlining her plans were taken by General Renaud. I'm guessing I'm pronouncing some of these names right. I'm just going through. Who passes them to Narcisse, who informs Catherine. When Catherine tells Francis, he collapses and blood drips from his ear. Catherine panics that this means Nostradamus' prophecy is coming true, but Narcisse comforts her and the pair have sex. Bash and Kenna separate. While investigating the case, Bash is stabbed fatally, but is saved by Delphine. When Catherine learns that Claude is trying to seduce Narcisse, she orders Leah to become Claude's bodyguard. Leah attempts to get an annulment for Greer and meets a churchman who is intrigued by his case. Now, from Getaway to this now, we have seen everything is escalating. When I mean I'm talking about escalating. So we have Greer. She has been since the attack on the hospital. They find out that it's connected to Greer and Castleroy. Greer has nothing now. She is not a lady. She don't have no money. She don't got nothing. So she is like the Drake song. She got to start from the bottom to get there. She got to start from the bottom to hope. Now she got like seriously. She got to start from the bottom. And now she's a madam. But obviously, if remember season 1, Notre Dame said that the one she was destined to be with has the little white mark behind his ear, which we know is Leah. So maybe she had to be. Well, so my thing is maybe she has to be stripped of her title and wealth in order to be able, sort of be able to live, sort of. I guess you say start on common ground, I guess. And in terms of Bash and Kenna, my thing with Bash is that yes, he has. I would say Bash is very dedicated to his work, a little bit overworking it. But as we've seen with Bash from all of season 1 and from into this season, Bash doesn't need all that material things. You know what I'm saying? Bash is happy with just some simple shit. You know what I'm saying? He's very content with simple stuff. Now, Kenna, on the other hand, she wants, oh, I want a title. I want this. I want this. I'm like, she has a man. After all she has been through, you think she would sort of appreciate the fact that she doesn't have all those worries like everybody else has. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have all that money and wealth like that. I mean, it's not like she's like, it's not like she's living like Greer at this point right now. I mean, she has money. She has something. You know what I'm saying? She still has nice clothes and everything, but it's like it's like she's not content with what she has, and that is another thing that's putting on pressure on her relationship because she's constantly wanting Bass to get more and more, and it's like she's not content with what the guy. Bass doesn't need all that. He's happy with what he got, and he's happy that he has you. She's like, no, I want more. I want a title. I want to be a duchess. I want to be a baron, a baroness. It's like, girl, be happy with what you got. And now since he suffered because she was actually considering this marriage proposal to a king, which you should have known that something is up with this dude when he started flirting with you in the first damn place. You should have already, your senses should have been like, I don't know, is this, something not right about it? And then, not on the day you should know something was up with that, but then you are a married woman. You shouldn't be entertaining a man of no statue any damn way. I don't care if he a peasant, he a soldier, he a freaking king. I don't care. As a married man or woman, you should not be entertaining nobody else. I don't care who it is. If they say hi, you keep say hi. My name is Sir. Keep it short and move on. You don't sit there and let somebody flirt with you, send you gifts, send you roses. Oh no, that's flirt. That means you're accepting his advancements. You supposed to cut that shit down. You supposed to cut that shit off quickly. But Kenna didn't do that. So now all this stuff has escalated to their marriage, and now they separated. And all these positive calls, and now she's like, oh, that she's trying to work it out. Like, no, Kenna, no, you don't deserve Bash. You do not deserve him. You don't deserve a good person like that. You don't deserve him. Anyway, then we got the situation of Frances, Mary, and Louis. Now, I understand that Mary has been raped, but if a woman has been raped, from what I have read in my research and from friends that have gone through that experience and family members have gone through that experience, when they got raped, they didn't let no man touch them. What Mary is really saying is that she don't want Francis to touch her, cause she let Kanye touch her all damn day. Like, if you was a rapist, then you're not gonna let no man touch you. I don't care if it's your daddy, your brother, your husband, a friend. You ain't gonna let no man touch you whatsoever. Mary just don't want Francis to touch it. Just say you don't want Francis to touch it. Don't be like, cause I've been hurt by rape. No, obviously you are over that rape. Cause you could let a man touch you. It's not like you can't let no man touch you. You are letting a man touch you. Kanye is a man. Last time I checked, he was a man. Unless they were doing drag back then in the 15th century of France. I don't know. Maybe they was. I don't know. The point is, Kanye is a man. You have no problem letting him touch you. So obviously, you are at a certain part of you are literally over your rape at some level. You're over your rape in terms of sexual intercourse because you have no problem sleeping with Kanye. As we can see, you slept with Kanye. We see that you have slept with him. So your rape thing, obviously, you are over that to an extent. What you need to be doing is trying to work things out with Francis. Yes, Francis has made some mistakes. If he's trying to fix the shit, yes, he is. When marriage gets hard, you don't be like, oh, you don't run away. Marriage is a fucking commitment, Mary. When you married Francis, that day when we saw that beautiful wedding on the show, when you married Francis, you made a commitment with this man for better or worse, sickness or health, all that stuff that's in the Bible, all that stuff. And right now, what I'm seeing is that Mary's point in her marriage is getting tough. She wants it to be how it was when they were young. It can't be how it was when you were young, Mary. Y'all would you got. I mean, it can't be like the way it used to be. Marriage is gonna get tough as you move on. Now, I've never been in a relationship, but I know the shit gonna get tough, and when it get tough, you don't be like, oh, I'm gonna sleep with somebody else. No, you gotta work through that shit, and Mary's not working through that shit. Francis is trying to work that. I mean, since she has been raped, he has brought her space. He is not trying to pressure her to have sex or anything. He has given her space, and right now she's acting like a fucking spoiled ass little bitch right now, and it's like really pissing me off. Like, Mary, you're supposed to work things out with your marriage. Talk to somebody. Obviously, she can't really talk to somebody. Say she got raped, because the whole, because she's queen and everything. But the point is, she's not even trying to work things out with Francis. Every time Francis has been trying to sit here and talk with her and everything, no, he was like, the girl was trying to flirt with him, trying to be his mistress. It was like he was signaling Mary, like, Mary, are we still on for our plans today? And Mary's like, no, I'm not gonna be in town. I'm not gonna be in the kite for the day, so you could go on. I'm not gonna be there. I'm like, really, bitch? He's obviously don't want nothing. I'm like, he is seriously saying, I'm in love with you. I'm trying to be respectful to my damn wife, because that's the vow I made. I don't want to be like my daddy and have a bunch of hoes around. And I don't want a mistress. And you just like, hey, yeah, yeah, go get you something. Like, damn, man, you're not even trying to work things out with your husband. Like, really though? And then we got the whole thing with Conde. Conde up here still talking to the envoy of Elizabeth. My thing is, if you gonna be with Mary, be with Mary. Don't still go and talk to the envoy of England, cause that means that you actually considering marrying the Queen of England, Elizabeth the First, daughter of Henry VIII. That means you are considering it. So if you don't want to be considered, you say no. Don't even go to the envoy. Say no and be done with it. You don't keep seeing that person. Because right now I feel like you're portraying your country of France. That you actually might want to be with Elizabeth. That you really don't love Mary like you say you do. That's just my thing. And now, while Mary is having sex with Conde, getting all fappy, feely, getting her orgasm on, Francis is now dying. Now, this situation is interesting because we see the sister, the lady calls herself Sister whatever, Delphine, right? And we obviously know is a comment I can't remember exactly, but she said that, she's not really a nun. So I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, I'm like, red flag, not really a nun. I'm like this boy. She got the devil. She got the devil touch. Cause she was like something about her. There's something about her didn't make her seem very holy. There's something about her that seemed very unholy. And the fact that we have seen when Beth was investigating all these miracles, that there was a consequence to these miracles. Like she healed the boy, but the brother went blind. So we see Badge get healed from a fatal wound, and all of a sudden now Francis starting bleeding. So what I have learned from anything that I have watched with him that involved magic, whether it was Charmed, Once Upon a Time, which is the East End, is that magic always comes with a price. And in this case, it seems that with Badge having been saved, the price for his life is a life for a life, so it looks like Francis is gonna be dying sometime maybe in this season, because we know that from Nostradamus' vision that after a year of being married to Mary, that he was gonna die. And Mary and Francis have been married for approximately what? A year, people. A year is about to happen. I think Francis is about to die at the end of the season. And in season 2, we about to get more into Mary and Elizabeth. Season 3, about to get more into Mary and Elizabeth. And I kind of don't want Francis to die because he has grown on me. Like at first, I didn't like him as a character, but he has grown on me as a character, and I kind of don't want to see him go now. It's like, oh no, I don't want Francis to go. I actually like Francis now. But, it's like, I can't deal with it. I can't do it. It's like, no. And not only that, but if Francis does die, that means Mary is the queen of Scotland and France. But the problem is, she has no heir to this throne at this point. So her position as queen literally is threatened at this point. Now, yeah, her position as queen is threatened. The only child Francis does have is the child he has with Lola, his bastard child. So I'm not. So that's like this gonna be opening a whole can of worms if Francis die and him and his wife have no babies together. This is about to open up a whole can of worms that's gonna be. And the fact that Catherine is also angry with Mary because the Bourbon family is also in line for the French throne, and the fact that Mary is with Conde, and not only that, the fact that she was trying to leave France for them, that's like ultimate treason. Because with her, because the whole reason she was brought to France was for the whole alliance thing. For the French could have bigger army, the French army and the Scottish army. With Mary going back to Scotland, Scotland that would leave France weak in the eyes of their enemies, and at their big and the point right now, their biggest enemy is France. I mean, not France, is England. Queen Elizabeth. I mean, the Queen Elizabeth about to come up. Well, we all know history. We all remember if we all read our history books about Queen Elizabeth, she was a badass. Okay, that was a badass queen. She was a bad bitch. If we had to put it in mind of the time, that's who she was. She was like, I'm a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we about to see all this, but it comes to some serious, some this, into some serious issues. So comment, rate, subscribe. I know this video is kind of long. I'm sorry, but comment, rate, subscribe. Some of your opinions on the season so far in terms of Mary Conde, the Love Triangle, Mary Conde and crap, Mary Conde and Francis, Basha Kenna, Grace and Liz. I'm so happy for the two though. What else? Some plot points. Just tell me what you think about it, and do you think Frances might die at the end of the season? And I really can't wait to see Elizabeth II, because I already know they got the actress to play her, so I can't wait to see her make her appearance as the Queen of England. So again, comment, rate, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time for Rain. Don't forget, April 16th is when the next episode of Rain will be back on the CW.